Bryan Mbeumo to Manchester United is a saga that we are still speaking about. It looks like United might get the deal over the line with that second bid that they made a few days ago, but Brentford are staying tough. And now their sporting director, Phil Giles, has come out and spoken to the media. So we're here to quickly react to this interview, what he said about Mbeumo, and what it actually means for this deal, because it still seems like United will be getting it over the line. So obviously Sky Sports were speaking to Phil Giles this week, and this is what he had to say about the deal.
Closer are we to knowing the future of Bryan Mbeumo? He's been an incredible player for the club, but can you give us any updates on him?
There's significant interest in Bryan. I think it's been documented and publicised about his current preference,
which of course is to join Manchester United. It's been reported many different places. Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein. Of course, the latest David Ornstein report did say that he's told the other suitors that it is only Manchester United, which is very interesting.
I think, from what I understand, he's also, if needs be, happy to stay at Brentford next year as well. So listen, let's see on that. I think our position is he had an unbelievable season last year. We expected interest in him. If that deal's right, there's a deal to do. If it's not, then he'll stay.
Now, this is the major part from the interview, and we'll get onto it a little bit more after watching the rest. But listen, this was always going to be Brentford's position. They are a good selling club, and I'm going to mention this a little bit more, but we've seen examples with Ivan Toney in the past, with David Raya when he went to Arsenal. They're no mugs, and this is clearly a ploy from Brentford. They also used Spurs as a potential way to get United to hurry up and match their fee. They know what they're doing. They're trying to say, listen, we know he wants United. They can't say it directly, but we know he wants United, but he also is open to staying, and we're open to that possibility to try and nudge United along to up their bid, right?
You mentioned there that they're interested in Bryan leaving, but also there's been conversations that he could stay as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken to Bryan, his representatives. It's not a given that he's going to depart this summer. There is interest. He had a great season last season, so it's inevitable we'll be interested in him. If we get the right offer, then there's potentially a deal to be done, but there's only so much we can say right now on that.
Now that's the main part as well. So, of course, Giles says we are open for him staying. He's open to staying, but at the end, it all comes back to it. If the right deal comes in, then he's going to leave. And it also takes me to, of course, he's saying that Mbeumo wants to stay if United don't match that offer. But Fabrizio Romano has said it, a lot of other journalists have said it. He has been clear with them. It's a dream move. We all know it. Brentford know it. And this is the weird dynamic with this deal, because both clubs are in pretty good positions. You think Brentford, they've not really got too much issues in terms of PSR. They're not desperate for money, and he is their star player. They want him to stay, ideally, so they can stick to their valuation and not be pressured too much. But on the flip side, Mbeumo has made his desire to join Manchester United completely clear. He's told other clubs that he doesn't want to join them, and that stops a bidding war, which would have been Brentford's preference. And that gives United a little bit of an upper hand. But Brentford don't need to sell. Of course, he's only got 1 year left, but that can turn into an extra year. They got a 12-month extension, so it's essentially 2. So you've got this sort of, and it's a weird kind of transfer, because you've got two clubs who almost have different cards up their sleeves. And United are obviously trying to play the long game, and they don't want to give Brentford the easiest add-ons, because the deal is very close. It's clear to see from all the reports. It seems to be a little bit more money on the table, with the structure of the deal being slightly more different. And obviously a lot of United fans will be saying, get it done. Just take the offer, put 65 million on the table, 60 million up front, 5 million in add-ons, and make sure they're easily achievable. And obviously that is the easiest way to get this deal over the line as soon as possible. But other people may say, and obviously Omar Barada has mentioned this a few times, that United can't keep being pushovers in the market. Of course, they can lowball, because I wouldn't say either of these offers that United have made are lowball offers. The first one was 55 million in total, 45 million up front, and then they upped it to 55 million with 7.5 million in add-ons. So this isn't a case of United taking the piss out of Brentford and lowballing them way too much, and everyone's going, why the hell are they even putting in an offer? Both offers have been competitive, close to what Brentford want, and United are clearly looking to get a little bit of a compromise, so then they can kind of make those forward steps, because you're not going to go from being complete pushovers like United have been in the market to getting amazing deals all the time. It's just not going to happen. It's like almost baby steps towards the right side, and I think if United can hold their nerve and get this deal over the line, it's a benefit, because even though this interview essentially was saying that we want him to stay if United don't match our offer, it seems like Brentford are, and like I said, they're smart negotiators. They know the game. I think everybody knows that in a lot of what Brentford do, it's similar to Brighton, that they've got a really good model and they know what they're doing. So when the sporting director's coming out and speaking about these kind of deals, when suddenly a load of noise comes out about Tottenham Hotspur making a bid, I think we all know what is going on, and they're trying to roll United up, and potentially it may work. I mean, United want this deal done in the next week, because realistically, no matter how well positioned United think they are for this deal because of Mbeumo's preference, they still need to get him in for that pre-season start date. I think when you compare saving a few million quid to Ruben Amorim having this guy in for the first day, I think everyone would choose sacrificing the few million quid and maybe trying to build their reputation in other deals. But yeah, let me know what you do think about this situation in the comments below. It's an interesting one, and despite a lot of people getting really annoyed over this deal because it's lasted a long time, I do think United have dealt with it pretty well overall. We still got to remember, I think because the transfer window opened like at the start of June, that has warped a lot of people's perceptions of where we are in the market. It is still just before July. We've still got a couple weeks until the actual first games of pre-season begin. And of course we need more signings, but this one will be a big one. And I do think, no matter the comments from Brentford's Chiefs, I think it's pretty obvious that this is going in one direction. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and that is all from me. We'll see you in the next one.